Welcome to Sonic Rush. This game is a minor 2D game. Today is June 6th, a little late, obviously. November 15, 2005 was the date of this game's release. And this game has a total of 52 stages. There are 7 special stages. By the way, the theme you're currently listening to is the game's special stage theme. There are a total of 17 bosses, 8 of which are repeated. One's a supersonic fight. And you get 7 special stages, and those stories get the super fight, and there are a total of 20 acts, which are 14 of which are repeated twice. Welcome to Sonic Rush. As soon as you start with gameplay, you go to the first stage, which is Leaf Storm, one of the most generic first stage in the series, but Sonic Rush is a bit of a different game as compared to the other ones. As you see right here, boosting. This was the first Sonic game in this series to introduce the boost mechanic into the series. Boost mechanic. Simply you hit the Y button, you go fast. Pretty cool. There's also a bit of a trick system. You hit the A and B buttons repeatedly in the air, you can do some tricks to build up your boost gauge. Since you can't the only other way to get boost is by hitting enemies or running into the boost up item boxes. So yeah. Let's see, keep on going here. So this is good. Okay. The next big thing I want to show off right here is the special stage system. I will fully admit for this playthrough, I was using a computer emulator, so the video quality didn't look like it was recorded off a phone from 2002. So, those stages, as you can see on my cursor, are a complete pain in the butt to do here. However, I love how they are really fun to do on DS, so I would highly recommend doing them. But again, you go to that little thing, you can move Sonic around with the stylus. Plain and simple, gets the job done, very accurate. Even, again, the problem I had with this was for me, during this playthrough, was the fact I was using a cursor instead of, the DS stylus, which controls wonderfully, I will state. This is my favorite special stage, like, honestly. The Sonic, as weird as that sounds, the Sonic Rush special stages are my favorite. Which they just are. I know that sounds kind of odd, but it really is. I also love the system, if I can go back a little bit, of how you get to the special stage. And again, it's just more of the same. Move left and right. Get the rings, don't avoid the bomb. Pretty simple, but it gets the job done. And actually, I can show it off. Give me to it. By the way, this is 30 minutes of footage I recorded at once. I don't know why I did that without breaking it up into little pieces, but I did. So you can really see the footage of Sonic running around, jumping tricks. The game has a great flow in the early going. It really does. Again, in the early go, they're just bouncing around, getting tricks. It's a lot of fun early on. You're gonna see what I mean by that when I get a little later, but yeah, this game has some problems. Okay, here we go. So, alright, right here. Let me explain how to do this. Okay. So for this right here, this little boost, this boost, you have, I think it's a meter plus one of the little dots. You can get into the special stage. You can refill that meter by doing tricks nearby spring or by doing hitting enemies nearby. That really does add up to the replay value of this, and I think I just finished with the rest of the stage. So, let's show off one of the game's major problems that becomes a huge pain in the behind. By the way, before we get into the boss fight, basic plot, Sonic's fighting Eggman, and then somebody else appears. But for now, here's the boss fight. I hate these boss fights. I absolutely hate these boss fights. Let me say that out right now. And wanna know why? 2 reasons. Number 1, insta-kill shit. Number 2, slow and boring. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, this is the first boss of the game, mind you. This is you play the first 2 levels. They're fun little blasts of speed, and then you just get to this complete lack of movement at all. Oh, there's nothing. There's literally nothing. You're just walking around. By the way, I'm loath to admit this, but my first playthrough of this, I actually got a game over because of one attack you will on this first boss. Because of one attack you will see shortly. Again, not the slam me the ground thingy. This is just boring. Just waiting for him to slam the ground. That's it. There's no flow, no rhythm to these boss fights. I can show it off. I think he does it. Or is he? Okay, here we go. This thing. So how this rolling attack. This isn't just get hit, you lose your rings like every other attack. No. This is, if I remember correctly, I believe it's in. I think I have footage of it here. Again, look at these bosses. They're just slow, boring, and repetitive. There's nothing to them. It's just, look at this. Okay, I think he does do the rolling thing. I think I died to the rolling thing. Yeah, here we go. This is good. This right here, it's not just you get hit, you lose some rings, or maybe you're stunned or something, so you can use an attack that can help. so I can help you lose rings. No, it's just straight up dead. You miss that jump, which I think I do right here. Bam, dead. Insta-death attacks for the first boss. Almost every single boss in this game has an instant death attack for boss fights. So that means retrying it, which means redoing the entire, depending on the boss you're playing, the 2 to 5 minute sequence of the slowly watching the boss move around, just kind of walk around, then do an attack, and then you can hit them, and for later boss, the attack windows are extremely tiny. This game is a complete mess at times. Again, it's entirely the boss fights. These are the worst, okay, I'm not going to go this far. These are the second worst boss fights in the series. Although they're really close to number 1, and I never thought they'd get to the level of the worst boss fights in the series. That game's not coming for another 2 weeks, though, so we'll worry about that then. But, again, it's just slow. This is the first boss. Not a lot of flow. He does the rolly thingy. Okay, now, after I show this boss, let's show off the big thing about Sonic Rush. I think this is the run I hit him. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. But again, look at this timer. 1 minute and 52 seconds for the first boss. This is like a 3D level where, you're running around a whole arena. No, you're just going left and right here. Look how long this boss is taking. Yeah, I messed up that one attack, but 2 minutes for... Look at... it does it again. Why? Because they have these slow attacks. These not slow, but time-consuming. On top of instant death. So your rings are completely irrelevant. Now, mind you, something I will show off in the later boss fights is that rings are irrelevant. They are almost like a health bar in this game, which completely contradicts the point of Sonic. Like, entirely with the ring system. When Yuji Naka made it back in 1991, it's like, hey, our character go fast. How do we stop that? Oh, I'm gonna shut up for a second so you can get introduced to this new character. Who's that, you may ask? That is Blaze the Cat. Who is Blaze? Sum it up. So you know how Knuckles guards the Master Emerald? She does that, but for the Soul Emeralds, which are her version of the Chaos Emerald. She comes from another dimension. She's a fire cat. The kid-friendly video is a more detailed intro on who she is, but that's the basic stuff you need to know. Because she is both Knuckles and Sonic at the same time. She refused to have teammates or friends or whatever. Which is something I will give this game credit for in Spectacle, as I think I have a clip of it recorded. Anyways, let's go on. Let's actually show off Blaze's gameplay. So, in other Sonic games, like, let's go back to Sonic Adventure 2. There were 5 other characters. This time, it's just like Shadow. Fast, and though not quite as identical as Shadow was to Sonic Adventure 2, as Blaze is a little bit slower. I think she jumps a little lower too, but she can do that gliding thing you see right there by hitting jump and R. The R button on the DS is to glide. For Sonic, it's an air dash. For Blaze, it's a glide. Pretty cool, pretty simple. And this is again, she plays just like Sonic, which is great. Until you realize something else, which will become a much, I'm gonna zoom over the footage. Oh, by the way, this is the only good boss of the game. I think I have it shown off. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Night Carnival. You know why? Because this boss, while it still has some waiting around, it's not nearly any as much waiting around. It's me being kind of stupid trying to jump on the boss early. So give me a second. There you go. Yeah. Because not only can you can hit him once, you can hit that ball to knock Eggman down. You can also hop on that to knock over that pole. Cool. And it's also not that bad. And you see right there being like 1 minute 15 seconds, which is way lower than the rest of these bosses. I need to figure out how far I get the mic from my face. Let's see what's next up going on here. Oh, by the way, something I should mention. Halfway through, after that boss fight, Blaze just runs into Cream, and Cream just says, "Hi, I'm gonna show you the tour to everybody." So she says hi to everybody, including Vanilla, who's making her. Cream, by the way, she hasn't been in any of the games that are showing off yet, but except for the DS color thing. Basically, she's a little girl, doesn't really have a special power, but she's a cute chow named Cheese, and she gets kidnapped. But she's polite, and her character trait is that she's polite. A lot of the minor characters in the series have like one trait to them, her traits that she's very polite and kind and sweet and innocent and shouldn't be, and gets completely roped up into these unfortunate situations involving an evil mad scientist trying to take over the world. Sorry for that cut, I accidentally hit the pause button on my record thingy when I was pausing my video. By the way, this covers one of the major problems of Sonic Advance. The repetition. If you noticed, we were just here already with Sonic. 10 minutes ago, that is something this game, you have to beat both the Sonic and the Blaze stories to unlock the final story, along with collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds from the Sonic story special stages. Blaze gets her equivalent to the Chaos Emerald, the Soul Emeralds, just by beating the game. Just by beating her boss fights. So yeah, we don't go on some weird fetch quest for her stuff, too. That's unfortunate, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, trick system, it's pretty good. Blaze's special tricks versus Sonic is that she's slower, her boost isn't as fast as Sonic, but, and other than the glide dash thing, her trick system, her tricks give her bigger jumps. See, like there, you get that, there you go, like Sonic's a small kick, that's kind of slow, Blaze, she kind of like teleports a little bit, and same thing for her jumping flash, too. Move on to the next. Okay, again, same exact thing here. Blaze also has to go through the exact same boss as Sonic does. So this 2-minute-long boss where you're jumping on the snake dude, trying to slam his head into the ground and crush you, Blaze has to do that too. Now it's just Blaze. Let's see. Oh! I thought I'd show off my favorite music tracks in the game. Ethno Circus Blazy Mix. As I die into same editing thingy, but yeah, basically I died into the pit like a complete idiot. It's another big problem this game has, pacing-wise. Something that no Sonic game should, especially not a 2D game, should have, is something known as an enemy room. Enemy rooms are are rooms you're locked into and you have to kill a bunch of enemies. I think I showed this off in the colors review with the blown enemy room of its entire game. But it's something that will absolutely plague the Sonic titles released in 2005 and 2009. And I think I already skipped it. Oh, by the way, yeah, up paths. Something about that should highlight the 2D games I don't think I really highlighted in the Sonic and Knuckles review and the Sonic Pocket Adventure review. The top path is usually the better path to go. And welcome to the first problem. Boss enemy rooms. Yeah, these are rooms you're locked into where you have to kill all the enemies. Yeah, it's annoying. Also, multi-hit enemies that take more than one hit to kill. Sonic and the Secret Rings has it. Most of the bad games from the 2000s do. The game we'll see, we got started in a game we'll see later this week. But, right, I had some controller issues because I was playing on using an emulator, my controller kind of desynced. But hey, it's cool, the enemy's AI is kind of dumb. Like, it didn't even hit me the entire time because he just has a set path and hits you with the hammer. Again, another enemy room. There are multiple of these throughout the stages. It's in, I believe, Mirage Road, which is the 3rd stage for both stories. I think it's Huge Crisis, which is Blaze's 6th stage, and Sonic's 7th stage. By the way, for these enemies, if you spend National on them, you get your rings, and you notice, yes, I'm very reckless when playing these Sonic games, because I can't be bothered. Also, a little bit of lag is caused by my emulator, not by the game itself. Let's move on to the next big thingy, if I can find it. Oh yeah, by the way, let's see. Oh, here we go. For some reason, Mirage Road has a unique but very slow, boring section. We're just on a platform moving back and forth. It's something the later stages have a hard time to balance out, as most Sonic games do, where between the fun, speedy parts of going fast and the difficult, frustrating, not frustrating, but sometimes frustrating, sometimes boring parts where you're just sitting around like right here when the entire game's all about going fast, you're waiting on a platform, bopping enemies. It's a complete mess. And I think, by the way, if one of those weird like jump cuts it's me accidentally hitting the pause button on the recording software, not the actual recording. Because the pause software recorder is lit up blue and this one's clear. And anyways, oh yeah, this is another example of a pretty slow boss. This moth, this dung beetle dude. Eggman, push the dung beetle, you gotta jump on the dung beetle. Sometimes he'll jump over the dung beetle. Pretty simple. And unfortunate. Now that you've seen how the bulk of this game works, let's show off the worst stage in the game by far. And it's also one of the 7 dreadful stages of the series, alongside Mad Space. Altitude Limit. So, I'll admit that I did preview tracks of each game. For Sonic Rush, where I did it, I just made enough for the special stages, because I know special stages are always a pain in the butt. And the special stage location for Altitude Limit is like 10 seconds in. Well, it's like a minute in. I'll highlight it when I see it. But you know, it's not very far into the stage. You don't have too many big platforms and pits to worry about. But oh boy, this stage loves pits. You see this little gimmick right here with the hang glide with the parachute? Yeah, the parachute's gonna be a problem because you cannot jump out of the parachute and you can't attack out of the parachute. And there are points with the enemy. This also is another big problem. That stupid little hovercraft thing. You touch that hovercraft touches the roof one time, you're dead basically. By the way, if that thing I just jumped over, that's where Sonic's special stage location was. Oh, there we go. Knockback death. Yep. That's another problem this stage has. Stuff you can't see come from below. If you can't see something come from below, like, let's see, right here, you jump up and you just try to land it. Up, that guy hits you. I got lucky to it by hitting the trick. If I was Sonic, I would have died. Another problem, again, when you have this little parachute thing, you are completely defenseless. If an enemy hits you, you get knocked back, and you cannot recover from knockback in this game. Right there, bam, I got knocked back, I died. I can't say jump out of the knockback, and although they couldn't have in the classic game, the other 2D games, none of those had, very rarely were there situations in those games where the knockback could just outright kill you. And again, once you get to this point, for both stories, you can say goodbye to having fun. The fun factor, not to mention replaying the awfully, overly long bosses as both characters, your fun in this game vanishes the very second you enter an altitude limit. Music's decent, kinda, it's just a title screen thing, which is weird. All the music in this game is kind of weird. I'm not a fan of its style, but that's just more of a personal thing. And then also I find kind of the lyrics where it just kind of repeats like one or two words over and over again, a little repetitive and boring, like right there, right on. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, which is why I give it and with how strong the soundtracks are in this series, personal for me. Like, I know it's so subjective, but I'm just not a fan of the style of the soundtrack. Anyways, again, you're just kind of flying through, going on through, nothing crazy. I mean, it's already 8:30. Yeah, it's gonna be a late review. I might not even get the kid-friendly review up. No, I can cram the kid-friendly review up. It's just gonna be talking about the first couple levels and then saying this is fun for a little bit, but this stops being fun. There you go. That's the kid-friendly review. Again. So yeah. Blaze keeps on going here. Down a little bit. My voice is starting to crack your ears. Here's another good example right here. You got trying to dodge this. Mind you, again, this is after a couple game over. I'm not the bestest at this game, but gosh, it's just a mess. Again, oh, this is another thing. Every single one of the gimmicks some of those have these gimmicks. This one's gimmick is the hang glider. Move around, get some rings, dodge the robots. Pretty simple. Kind of like a special stage. And there you go. Yeah, I got a very high score for that because I didn't. Again, there's an Act 2. By the way, Sonic's got to do this too, and for Sonic, it's a heck of a lot worse. But I will give notes to a pretty cool set piece right here. As soon as I land, I landed in. No, I land right now. Okay. Laser ends right now, and you boost through all these spikes. There's this huge chain of spikes. It's cool. Now let's go on to the boss of this stage, because this boss is frankly horrendous. Like all of them. Gee, I wonder what this game's biggest problem is. It could be the fact the bosses are terrible. So, by the way, something I just mentioned is that Blaze and Sonic typically gets a bit of a harder boss than Blaze. In plot, Eggman, Nega, comes from Blaze's dimension and, tries to blow up stuff from Blaze's dimension and is apparently stronger than Eggman or whatever. It's just like all the other bosses. It's long, it's slow, it's with the insta-kill. I don't think it does the insta-kill. It shoots around, tries to glide into you. If you're on the ground at all, you lose your ring, get stunned. Simple stuff. I think I had a clip of him doing the wind. There you go, right here. You don't mash fast enough, you're gonna get blown right off immediately. Another death thing. There's some warning at least, but it's still annoying having to do that mash thing because then you got this whole. Well, it's just a pretty. This entire. Let's see how long it was. Yeah. 2-minute boss again. I got lucky. 2.5 minutes. These bosses are way too long for their own good. Ugh. And by the way, Sonic's gotta do it too. I just hit the little first part again. That's where the special stage thing is, by the way. Click the boost rings, go to the special stage. Stage you get a lot harder in the later game, because especially, but they're still fun. Again, this is why the bonus is kind of high, and I was getting really nervous about the lives because I just made that special stage. Didn't want to do it again. By the way, you get game over after getting special stage, you lose your lives. Again, this little thing right here, you gotta jump it just right again. You hit that spike, dead. There's so many problems with this stage. It's long. It's got a ton of pits, way too many pits, and it also has an extremely long boss fight once again that you got to do over and over and over again. However, now we get to the end. So after you beat that, again, 2 stories meet up at the end of the game. The entire time, by the way, Sonic is chasing Eggman and Nega, and Blaze is chasing Eggman to get her emeralds back. Eggman, Nega, and Eggman work together. That's Eggman, Nega, by the way, that guy. They work together, blew up together, solve the problems, and then you get, after some chit-chat, you get to a legitimately awesome song, which I'm going to go silent for the boss fight. That's an awesome theme song. And again, for this, something you should mention that's also kind of annoys it is the right here you see Tails. It's like, yeah, you did it, Sonic. Just like that. That's it, Sonic. Yeah, for when you bop on him. Again, this fight is the only really good fight in the game. It's a fun head-to-head battle, kind of like a better version. Yes, a better version of the Shadow fight from Advanced. By the way, if you notice, the battle, the rings, they fly away the more you get hit. Like, they fly further and further away from you. That's not a problem in the levels, generally. In some of these boss fights, though, especially while they're showing off next, it's a major problem. And after a little bit more chatting between Sonic and Blaze, you do have to sit through twice. Oh, this is the best part. I call this part, mashing. I'm mashing the heck out of my Xbox controller, just going trying everything I can to mash. Eventually you mash it enough to force it off. And this is just mashing, by the way, it's like 30 seconds. Mario Party minigames, when they ask you to mash, 10 seconds. Sonic Rush, 30. That is an awesome moment, though. You finally win. Oh yeah. Then you end off, and Blaze learns the value of friendship. By the way, that's pretty much the entire plot for Blaze. Learn the value of friendship, Blaze. It'll be okay. And you know, I will give the game credit, though. That's a good moral for little kids. You know, being friends, be nice to people. You don't gotta do stuff all your own, that kind of thing. You know, it's a good moral. Make friends. It's a good moral for little kids. So I don't got a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the game doing that. If it's a little ham-handed, whatever. And welcome to what's going to be the worst final boss in the entire franchise. Here we go. Oh joy, the worst boss fight. If this game Mario bad boss fight's got the worst singular final boss fight. Welcome to, I guess it's called Unknown. I just call it Big Bot. Welcome to this guy. So here's his attack pattern. You got a pretty basic assortment. You can jump left, smash left. First attack is a smash attack. Starts up pretty slow and speeds up. So the slow move. By the way, if you wonder why it's lagging, that's my emulator. I got to plug my computer in. Something about the. Okay, so I'm gonna use dash, jump on. You bop him. Pretty simple. Let's see if his next attack. I forget from the footage. Does he do the insta kill attack? He does. This attack, if it hits you, insta kill. The tail, kind of hard to see. A attack hits you, just like it did. Instantly dead. And he can do it much later on in the boss fight. So when you're like 3-4 minutes into this fight, he'll just kill you. Look right there. If I got hit by that, Sonic would be dead. Insta-kill in a boss fight that is 2 minutes for halfway through. That's just a good chance to show off. By the way, yeah, I died several times in this fight. I died a lot in this game, probably 30, 40 times. I stopped counting. Yeah, I know I'm not the bestest at it, but a lot of that can be attributed just the bosses and the ring and this game's ring system. Again, how rings work normally in Sonic game, you get hit, your ring kind of pop out, and there's usually like one ring a couple feet next to you. You know, you got to move a little bit to get it, but it's not impossible to get, no matter how many times you got hit. Sure, it makes the Sonic bosses a little trivial, but it's why I'm trying to purposely avoid the rings, because when I get hit, I think I do start off here. By the way, this boss has a wide variety of attacks. I think I do get hit. Oh, I don't? Okay. Okay, he just simply goes here. Oh, I think I have it. Okay, right, I do have this. Cool. Shoots his lasers. Okay. He's right there. The ring kind of bounces, doesn't really bounce too far ahead of you. There are times that when you get hit more, that ring or rings go absolutely flying. But you had to hit down here to avoid his arm shake thingy. You can jump around, bop them. Plain and simple, not too bad. We've got another big attack here with some lightning bolts. I think I did this. Yeah, boom, look at that. Look at that. Those rings went flying. Make sure the earlier clip I got hit. And it's not about the speed of the exact same attack. That ring went nowhere. That's because you're early in your ring health bar. If you're late in that ring health bar like here, doesn't matter what the attack is or how fast, how strong the attack is, your rings go flying and become almost impossible to collect. Also, for boss fights, if you recollect the only way to get that little ring thingy reset is if you collect a completely new ring. I lucked out completely, had that ring bounce right into Sonic. I completely lucked out. I really did. This is like 40 minutes of beating these bosses. Again, you have to do this twice. Not once, twice. As the other thing is Blaze 2. I didn't bother recording that because that took even longer. Dude, I don't know. Anyways, last attack for the boss. He goes, I'm going to charge at you, Sonic. And then you bump right into him. Charge at you a third time. You bop her on the head. Done. Fuck this boss. It's hard to demonstrate. Just fuck this boss. Alright, now we're going to go into the character's ending. By the way, this is a nice ending piece here in the ending. Oh, something I should highlight is that this is the first boss in the series first game in the series of S-Ring. Thought I mentioned that. Yeah. When Debo character stories, you want the extra campaign. That starts with a mandatory 3-minute cutscene in which giant robot, Eggman's robot dude shows up, beats up Blaze, knocks her out, and then Sonic says, "Blaze, use the power of friendship." And then they power them. Then Sonic and Blaze both power up. Blaze turns into a fire cat because shoots fire, turns into a super fire cat. And then we get some more great music. By the way, this super boss fight is the same fight we've seen 15 times already. Just shoot the missile back into Eggman. That's it. These super boss fights are so homogenous. They're just the exact same. I guess the boss fight, this music wasn't that great. I guess I kind of overhyped it, but Wrapped in Black by the name of this song. This also highlights one of the problems with the same soundtrack is that although they are all lyrical, most of the tunes just sort of repeat, like saying like 2 or 3 words over and over again, and after like a minute of listening to it, it can get really annoying. It really hurts the game's soundtrack, and there's very few like traditional songs. Just like regular Sonic songs. But again, you flow around, you gotta bop, you gotta dash the missile. He shoots us out, you dash back into him, plain and simple. A lot of Super Sonic boss fights, just dash them, just boost the missile back into him. Hit him enough, you can get it. Collect rings, dodges obstacles, nothing special to it. And for Blaze, her only difference is that she can shoot fireballs. Beat the bite. They say goodbye. See ya, Blaze. Oh, by the way, this is the first game to have the 4 kids. This is one of the first game of the 4 kids voice cast from the Sonic X anime show. And yeah, I just thought I mentioned that. Blaze flies home, that's the ending. Talks about how friendship, that's the end of the game.